for another overnight trip. It's going to be a little bit longer than our last trip. We've got a little bit more time.
What mountain were we going to?
What?
What mountain were we going to?
We're going into the Bear River Mountains, but we're not going into any one mountain.
Why are we not going to one mountain?
Because there's still a lot of snow everywhere. So we'll probably end up at the Jardine Juniper Trailhead again, which is okay. It was kind of a nice night 2 weeks ago, and though driving here in the lower parts of the canyon, it's there's a lot less snow than there was 2 weeks ago. We've had a really warm week, and we just passed the third dam area. We're a couple miles into the canyon, and it's 41 degrees here. It was 50, just a little bit over 50 degrees in Logan. We just got to the Jardine Juniper Trailhead, and first somebody was already parked there. I don't know if they intend on staying the night, but they didn't look like they were going to be there for only a few minutes either. So we're making ourselves scarce. Problem 1, faced and solved. Problem 2, that little dude fell asleep. Only a couple minutes before we made it to the turnoff. So I'll let him sleep for a few more minutes and then wake him up. It's now Friday the 12th. Last week, when we were camping, trying to camp, Tommy and I got into bed and everything and turned the lights off, and he decided he wanted to go home and sleep in his own bed. So I attempted to convince him to stay, but tried for about 5 minutes or so, and he just wasn't having it. So we packed up and came home. And he fell asleep. He fell asleep on our way here. So I'll let him sleep for another couple minutes or so. I'm just going to wander around, kind of scope the place out for potential photographs. When it comes to camping and stuff, I don't want to force Tommy into it, or Jonah for that matter. Jonah's too little right now to really care or understand or have much of an opinion on things. Get a bit better of a backdrop here. And so I don't want to force him or them into camping. When it comes to something fun like this, I want it to always remain something fun, not something that's forced on them. So we went home, and then Saturday, the next day, I came back up and photographed in the canyon a little bit. So now we're here to give it a second shot. And hopefully this nap, I think it was the nap that did us in last week. Like, he was still awake enough by the time we tried going to sleep that he had enough energy to fight it and realized that he wanted to sleep at home. So hopefully this nap right now doesn't also do us in. Well, so much for dinner. I thought I'd double and triple checked everything and got everything pulled out of my little purple pillow bag. It's an awesome bag for these overnight trips, putting my camp stove in, bottle of fuel, a couple of Mountain House meals. But on my triple and double checking, I never caught that my stove isn't in there. Alright, so no stove, but we've got tons of chips, some Hostess donuts, and some other snacks in the truck. So we won't go hungry, but it's just not a good meal. So I'll set up and make a few photographs before it gets super dark and batten down the hatches for the night. Made it through the night. We read some books last night and then watched a movie and had no trouble going to sleep. We slept plenty warm, at least I think Tommy did. He's still asleep. He never woke up to tell me he was cold or anything, so I'm assuming he was warm enough. We're walking up Temple Fork.
Whoa, look at
We
that.
what, buddy?
Look at that waterfall.
Yeah, that's Temple Fork. Pretty cool, huh? We got into the truck. What?
We go all the way to here.
Yep. I photographed for a while this morning and set Tommy up watching a movie. And when I got back, I asked if he wanted to go for a little walk up Right-Hand Fork, and he said no, he wants to stay here. So we got the truck put all together and everything, got his car seat put back in, and just told him, hey, let's go for a little drive up the canyon. And we drove up here to Temple Fork, and I said, hey, that's Temple Fork up there. Do you want to go for a walk? Here he comes. He keeps throwing snowballs at me. And asked him if he wanted to go for a little bit of a walk. He said, yeah. So we got our... What? It's finding snow for snowballs. Yeah. Because it froze last night. So it's all frozen together.
I was wondering if I would go back to the truck.
You are, huh? Are you ready? Or do you want to go up the road a little more? Well, we're almost back to the Forerunner. It was a pretty short walk, which I kind of expected. Yeah. But it's alright, we got out and just enjoyed this beautiful canyon. I call that a success.